5 drinks.
10 facts.
Oh,
Spain.
We're in Spain.
So we're gonna be talking about some of the drinks we tried.
Yeah, so we've tried 5 Spanish drinks. The first one we haven't tried. Not here.
Not here. We're doing one live, and then we did some today and some yesterday.
Yeah. Let's start with the first one because
Yes. I'm drinking whiskey, which is not involved with any of this.
No.
We're gonna make a Spanish coffee,
Carijo.
carijo, and we just haven't mixed it yet.
Hot
Got stuck
coffee
in the
and
hot
like a
coffee and a whiskey, which
Yeah.
is
So we are
Good
in
stuff.
like a Spanish mindset. Listen, when I moved to England, I kept getting given Prosecco, which is fine. And then one day,
she was mad about it.
it was fine. And then one day, somebody gave me something that tasted slightly different, and I was like, "What is this?" And they were like, "Oh, it's cava." And I was like, "What is cava? I've never heard of it."
Yeah.
And then I was told it was like the Spanish Prosecco, and I was like, "What?" That became like my go-to drink at parties and things. So,
How many parties?
all the parties. It's Spanish. We're gonna try it. Cava means cellar. I've come to find out.
Oh.
And it was also called Spanish champagne until 1970 when the European Union made the law that you can't call it champagne unless it comes from France.
Yeah, because that's we were talking about
That's an
that
area.
earlier. Yeah.
Ooh, this always really gives me the heebie-jeebies.
And you just put it up with your hand in it. There, and then wiggle it off.
You take the plastic thing off.
No, you keep the cage on.
Oh,
you
you-
always keep the cage on
I
for
didn't
further
know.
control. I
What?
mean, if you're popping bottles, they'd shoot it off. Maybe not.
Oh, it's almost loose. It's almost loose here.
No, put the hand over.
Hand over it.
There
Hand
you go.
over it.
No, no.
It's all under control.
Cava.
I'm gonna pour you some first.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. That's
yeah.
so nice.
My go-to party drink.
Go-to
I'm gonna-
party
you know
drink.
What, I'm giving you a hefty pour. Celebrate good times.
Come on. That's like the ultimate cruise. Have you been on a cruise where they play that
I've
song?
been on a cruise once.
I feel like everyone comes downstairs and like, nah,
Oh,
nah.
oh, I'm
Right.
finishing it. That was the tiniest bottle
Here, let's
of cava.
put this together.
Oh,
Oh, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Ooh.
I don't have.
On the, in the eyes. Cheers. Cheers. I don't get it.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's a little.
It's nice.
It's not
Refreshing.
salty.
No.
It's not sweet.
No.
But I feel like a lot of
This
champagne.
specific one is a Brut Natural.
Oh, that's very. Look at the label on that.
Can I just show you how Spanish this is? It's not gonna focus.
The most Spanish.
It's called, this particular one is called, we got it in Spain. How excited am I to drink cava in Spain? Anyway, Capa de Villa Pujol. No, that's not.
Pujo.
Pujo.
Puyo? No. I don't know.
Capa de Villa.
It's good. It's not my favorite. It's not my party drink, but it's good. Okay, I have a good fact for you,
Oh, yay.
which is actually a fact that could be a double fact for the next country we're going to. We're on a little adventure here. So originally, they built Mr. Eiffel built the Eiffel Tower. It was supposed to be for France or Spain, for Barcelona. Why are you laughing at me?
Because this is one of my facts.
Damn it!
You've
So
taken
you
it.
know it.
I
Okay,
do. I
so
know this
okay, so we'll
fact.
tell you this.
Yeah.
So originally, and this is crazy. I don't remember hearing about a bunch of world fairs. World fairs
No, I
were
don't know
like a
this.
thing, and Barcelona was having its world fair, and Mr. Eiffel came up with this idea to build the Eiffel Tower, which was supposed to be a one-time monument, like
Yeah.
pop it up, pull it down, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And they didn't do it, and they
Yeah.
didn't do it here, so they ended up going. Continue the
France.
fact.
Well, I had also
Double
read that that whoever decided not to have it here just thought it like wasn't special enough.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
they
yeah.
were like, no,
Yeah,
we don't think
no.
that's cool.
And then it ended up in Paris, and Eiffel, who's named after the Eiffel Tower, who's named after Mr. Eiffel, he wasn't that involved in it. He didn't care that much. He was like, yeah, it's cool, but it's whatever.
No, see, I didn't. Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't
two guys
know.
were
I didn't
supposed-
know that part because the guy who tried to
Yeah, pitch it.
wasn't Mr.
Wasn't Eiffel.
Yeah,
No, somebody else. Yeah. So that's the history. So the Eiffel Tower could have happened.
it could be in Barcelona.
It could have been in Barcelona, and it's so.
It could have been a one-time thing in Barcelona.
Could have been a one-time thing in Barcelona. So we shared a fact.
We shared a fact. That's
Aw,
interesting.
That's nice.
Okay, but I have a fact. For
Oh, you do have a fact.
I do have a
Okay.
fact. That's no. I'll give you a fact. So I liked this fact because it has to do with an animal.
Oh.
Okay, you know how we have the tooth fairy?
Yeah.
So the tooth fairy in Spain is a story that like parents will tell their children, and it's a little mouse, and his name, it's a little mouse, no joke, and his name is, I'm not gonna say this right, Ratoncito?
He's a rat.
Ratoncito. No, he's a mouse though.
No, he's a rat.
No.
Ratoncito.
I know, but if you look up the story, they say
He was a mouse?
He was a little witty mouse who lived with his family in Madrid in a cookie
didn't
box.
know that.
Yeah, and there's this epic. If you look it up, there's like it's like an epic story. It's like a very long story about how he befriends this King Bubby, who's a little boy, like Bubby, King Bubby. He is the tooth fairy and the parents tell the story, and then kids think that this little mouse, Ratoncito Perez, comes to your house.
So they have the tooth rat.
The tooth rat.
The tooth mouse. Which I almost prefer that than a tooth fairy. Like, I'd rather have a rat come get mine. See, they still leave a gift, right?
Something, yeah.
That's a good fact.
I like it. I like
Ratoncito.
Ratoncito.
Ratoncito. Oh, cheers.
It's Gava.
What do you guys like?
You rather have a fairy come to your pillow or a mouse? You know, I do want to hear your answer, but I feel like people are gonna say fairy.
I would say mouse. Like
I would say mouse
little mouse.
too.
Like, paprika chips. When we went out last night, we had sangria. I know. Sangria. Cheers, 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 cheers. Smells like robust fruit and orange. Ooh. It's good. And sangria is like, you know what's interesting about sangria? It's synonymous with Spaniards and Spain, but its origins date back to the Greeks and Romans. I found it really weird that sangria means blood.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's red because you make it with typically red wine.
Right, but that's what
like
you call
a Tempranillo or Rioja, which is Spanish. But how it began is when the Romans and the Greeks were running around, you couldn't drink regular water because there's too much bacteria in it. So the way you had a fact about this about beer in England, right? Like people were drinking it for nutrients, but also what they would do to make water potable is they would add a little alcohol. So they would add a little wine to the water, and sangria is literally just I was gonna say wine mixed with anything nearby. So historically, that's how it was. So now the best homemade sangria is homemade. The best sangria is homemade. So you add sugar, spices, fruit, whatever's laying around.
I'm taking it you liked it?
I don't know.
So the sangria we had last night, which
remember he was adding some crazy.
He was
added
adding
like
all kinds
Cointreau
of-
to it.
I don't know what that is.
Cointreau. I think it's a French liqueur.
He was adding all kinds of stuff to it.
Yeah.
I've only had homegrown sangria, and it's fine. Like I enjoy it, but it's never like something I would choose necessarily. So we had it last night, and again, I wasn't crazy about it, but it really tasted like sherry to me. Why is
Sherry?
that? Sherry.
I thought it was sweet. Well, here's the thing: is like I know
weird.
they add sugar to it, so there are little sugar granules at the bottom.
I don't need to have another sangria for a long time.
Good summer drink, right?
Good summer drink, drinking during fiesta or siesta.
Not a siesta.
Yeah.
Drinking while you're napping. That's why you nap.
Yeah.
I have a fact for you.
Yes.
So you know how like I took off all my clothes today to change, and I was like, the man outside can totally see me right now. And that's and that technically is like not a big deal because we're in Spain and there's no law in Spain for public nudity.
Yeah,
so technically you can be naked in public and that's fine.
Yeah.
The problem is tourists have taken that to the extreme.
Oh.
Right?
As
And like
you do.
have gone into supermarkets naked. But because of these things that were happening, because they were happening I guess in like excess, Barcelona has cracked down, and now if you do something like that, it's like obscene behavior. This is boring. This is a boring fact. It's obscene behavior, and they will like cite you for it.
I can see that.
Obscene behavior is illegal. So it's a weird balance of like public
But you
nudity.
can be naked, so we could go walk out naked.
Not in Barcelona anymore. Now you can only be naked at the beach.
Interesting fact. It's a really good fact. I have a fact
Oh yeah.
about siesta. So siesta is a real thing, right? And there are a few countries in the world who do a siesta, and it's 100% a real thing. So it's usually between 2 and 5 o'clock, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 hours. And people just take a break. And kids school, it happens too. Like they're at school and they're in school from like 8 a.m. till 12, and then they break until 3.
Do they nap or do they?
Yeah. They
nap?
go home, they eat lunch, they have a nap, and they come back and they
go
finish
back to school at 3.
100%. And then in like regular businesses, they'll go home, take a break, take a nap, and bars close. Bars, remember how we were walking around, everything was closed? From like 4 to 8, people, it just shuts down.
So when does their work day end if they go back at 3?
I don't know, like 6? I'm not sure. That's a good question.
That's weird.
But it's 100% a real thing. And then I read another fact, which I don't think is true. They were saying that, this could piss Spain off. They were saying that 16 hours of the day are spent in leisure activities. Like they're enjoying life here. Way more than any of us are. Yeah.
That's great. That's how
quality
it should
of
be.
life is like
way higher.
Yeah.
I agree
a lot
with
of
this
people.
lifestyle. I agree with siestas and
Siesta.
spending most of your time leisurely.
Yeah. It was a good fact though. You had a good fact.
You had a good fact too.
Thank you.
Interesting.
Cheers.
Oh, cheersing. Cheers. We love cheersing. Delicious. They're exceptionally. If you're in Spain, get these chips. One of the drinks we tried today, which I've been dying to try, mainly because I love lemon, is clara.
Clara.
Cheers.
So, cheers.
Sorry, I want to taste this right now.
Ooh. It's really good. Ooh. It's like a lighter style. It's called Clara, and it's one of the drinks they have here. And it's like a lighter style pills beer.
It's beer and some sort of sparkling lemon. I think this actually is. This might be one of my favorite drinks ever.
Ever.
Is that right?
Oh yeah. Clara.
It's like Clara, but then Clara. And it's a Spanish beer mixed with a lemon flavored tonic of some sort. So what's crazy to me is that I had heard about something similar to that, and I was like, why do I feel like that's something I've heard of?
Yeah.
In Britain, it's called shandy. It's the
Yes.
same drink.
Wasn't I saying that?
Shandy.
And then I think it's Australia. Somebody else has a snake bite, which is the same thing.
You said snake bite, yeah.
Which is
The same thing.
it's the same thing.
So-
or you know what I have heard people do? Maybe that's a lemonade. I know people do lemonade and beer.
Well, I think that's what it is. What
But I
shandy
like this
is.
one way better.
No, but in
Spain.
in Britain, lemonade is carbonated.
Yeah.
So like,
Oh, they don't.
so they just do lemonade and beer. That's
Yeah,
shandy,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But for us in the U.S., that would be like lemonade and sparkling water and beer because we need the carbonation.
I liked it. This was my favorite one though. The one
good.
Clara that we had today was so good and
So
refreshing.
Light.
That beer kind of weedy taste to
Yeah,
it.
but light. The sun is going down.
Sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar. I have a fact for you. What was my fact?
Do you not remember it?
No, I remember it. Okay, this was a little interesting. So,
A little.
well, Spain invents a lot of stuff, right, that we don't know.
I know.
I'm gonna tell you some things that Spain has invented: the mop and the bucket,
What?
cleaning, modern day cleaning. We can blame Spain for cigarettes.
They invented cigarettes?
Yeah, the rolled cigarette. Like they invented the rolled cigarette. But the thing that I found the most interesting was they invented the stapler. So
That's what you found the most interesting.
yeah.
Not cigarettes. Not a mop.
There was
bucket.
something else really important they invented that I've forgotten. Yeah, well, because they invented it for King Henry of France, the XV. I don't know what number that is.
The XV.
What number is that?
5.
Don't pretend you knew speak Greek or Latin. What is
X
that?
is 5, isn't it?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm not
XV.
aware.
Henry the XV.
Henry.
Why didn't you look up what XV means?
It just wasn't important at the time.
Henry the 15th.
Why would they just come up with a new name? But they invented the stapler because there's been a lot of paper production going on. And so
They needed to staple it together.
yeah, and the staples were inscribed with the insignia. Like they were like special. I was like, why don't we have that today?
No, it's fancy.
Yeah.
Fancy
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah, fancy fact.
All right. My fact, and I wish we were near Madrid, but we're not. So the oldest restaurant in the whole world is in Madrid.
Really?
Yeah. It was opened in 1725, I believe. It's been in books, like Hemingway wrote about it.
What?
It's in the Guinness World of Records because
Have they renovated?
Oh, probably. They must have.
They must have, because that seems like that would be gross.
For it to be that old. I mean, it's the oldest.
What food are they serving? Have they changed cuisine?
I have no idea.
That's cool.
It's interesting. I wanted to tell you what it was called, but I forgot. So it's called Sobrino de Boten.
Sobrino de bote. What does that mean?
Sounds so much better. Oh, I have no idea.
Oh.
You speak Spanish.
Well, I don't speak Spanish.
You speak it much better than I do.
A little bit enough. That's a really good fact.
The oldest restaurant in the world is in Spain. One day we have to go to it.
One day.
If
One
you're
day
in
we'll go to
Madrid,
Madrid.
Go to the oldest restaurant in the world. Come on.
This is coffee with whiskey in it.
Are you finishing your cava?
Mm-mm.
You don't like it?
I'm not the biggest cava fan.
I can have it?
Yeah, totally.
That's probably a weird mixture.
I'm sanitizing because the coronavirus is happening right now. I have a drink. So when we were out, we were down by the water and we had what is called herbos. Herbos?
Hierbas.
The liquor of the herbas.
Yes.
It's like a digestive.
It's delicious.
But in every country, and we love these, for some reason we love these drinks when we're in different countries.
We do.
So they have an aperitif and a digestif. An aperitif you drink before dinner, and a digestif you drink after dinner to help with digestion, right? The aperitif cleanses the palate, stimulates you so you're ready to eat, and then the digestif helps you digest after dinner. And the digestif is usually what they would make at home. Like it's like our moonshine in the US.
It's usually made out of herbs, right?
It's usually always made out of herbs, and this is no different. In Spain, the monks, right? The monks are always making these things. Why are the monks making these things?
I didn't know that. Well, it makes sense. They're taking things that are from the earth and they're like brewing them.
Yeah, but they don't drink, do they?
I don't think they're supposed to. It's all about natural, like in medicine and stuff, right?
I don't know.
So you could think of like that as, because if you have just a shot, it's not making you drunk. It has alcohol in it, but it's not making you drunk.
But if you're a
But
monk,
it's helping
you never
you
drink.
digest.
Yeah, it's true. So the monks came up with this, and this is their herbos, is their Spanish version of a digestif, and they make it at home. And they just ferment a bunch of herbs, and that's what it is. But it's really, really nice. It's
I
quite
liked
concentrated.
it. The one here
It's
really
a little lemony.
It reminded me of limoncello.
I know,
Like a
me too.
limoncello that what I personally love limoncello, but this was like,
Minus the sugar. It wasn't super sugary.
it wasn't sugary. To me, it was like
Yeah.
I would prefer limoncello, but it was really delicious.
Yeah. It was delicious.
I have a fact for you that I think we were walking and I told you I have a fact for you that I'm going to tell you at some point, and I don't believe it anymore. Because listen, we were having a surprisingly hard time finding a bar to get drinks in. Like everything, there were bars that served beer, but there weren't like bars that served other drinks, right? So we kept like skipping places. Apparently, Spain holds the European record for most bars. Like,
what?
I know it sounds really
Like
weird.
per capita?
It's the highest density of bars in the world. So in Spain,
Like concentrated wise.
yeah, there's 260,000 bars. Wow. Which is the most for a
But
country.
is that counting coffee? Because
Coffee bars?
Yeah, because bars are
No,
called
it's
like if you just serve coffee, I think they're called bars as well. Or is that just
No.
Italy?
no.
Because in Italy, a bar is where you go to get coffee.
I think it's different here. Because
Okay.
all the places that were like bar and restaurant or bar served alcohol. It wasn't a coffee place.
That's an interesting fact. I have a fact.
Oh.
The first modern novel I love to read. I love to read. You love to read.
I love to read.
You love to read. I, for some reason, only read trashy romance novels. The fact is that the first modern novel is attributed to a Spanish man, and it was Don Quixote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don Quixote is a novel.
Yeah, so in 1605 and 1615 is when they published, Miguel Cervantes published Don Quixote. And it's like the first modern novel. I have it. I have like original copy. Not original, 1605. That's crazy. I started reading it. Actually, I haven't finished it.
So
It's
it's
actually
a
well
modern
done.
novel.
That's like the first modern novel.
Have they made a movie about Don Quixote?
For
Why
sure.
do I know it so well?
Don
Is it just that
Quixote.
famous?
I feel like Don Quixote was like, he's like an iconic symbol, like a character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like Romeo. Like everybody
wow.
kind of knows Romeo, right?
Yeah,
Romeo and
of
Juliet.
course.
Like, it's just like there's certain iconic characters. There are facts, some new facts.
We're not done yet.
Good facts. We're kind of in the dark right now.
Listen,
Sorry,
the
we lost
sun
the
is
light.
setting. I apologize in advance for what this may look like.
Woo! Do this by the dark. So our last and final drink that we had last night, we had a Spanish red wine, a Rioja.
A fine, robust wine from the Catalonian region. This is, what are we drinking? Elvers. It's a Catalonian red wine. It's only $2.90. 290. 290 euros for a glass. I mean, I have no words.
Spain is known for its red wines, right? And Spain in general is known for wines. And we had a wine called El Veres.
Yeah.
And it's from the region. So we're in the Catalonian region of Spain, right? So Spain speaks 3 different languages. In our region, they speak Catalonian. And we had Catalonian wine.
It was really good.
Super good, but Spain is known for pairing its wines with its food. So it's on the map for being like a foodie, wine-friendly place.
All right, well, I'm going to tell you a fact before we actually are in the dark. So did you know that Spanish, I know we're having a specific, like, kind of Spanish that we're speaking here. But anyway, you know Spanish, why are you laughing at me? As far as native speakers go, Spanish is the second most spoken language in the world.
What?
With 527 million speakers. Now this is native speakers, right? And it's second.
What's that first?
Mandarin.
Mandarin? But that's first time speakers, right?
Native speakers. So if you go to just like in general, like what people know, then
It'd be
Spanish
English.
is fourth.
Oh.
English is still
English
only
is gonna be
second.
number 1.
No,
What's
it's
the
still
number 1
second.
language spoken worldwide? We don't know.
Listen, I still think it's Mandarin.
How many people live there though?
1.1 billion people speak Mandarin.
That's why.
983 million people speak English.
Oh, interesting.
Not native, right, obviously. So it's just like what people
That's
have learned or
insane.
know. Yeah. So
think
natively,
Mandarin
Spanish is number
really
2.
hard.
And just in general, it's
A
number 4.
lot of Spanish speaking countries. That's
Yeah.
wild. But it's so different. Like, remember we're going into different places. It's like a different accent.
It's a different accent, yeah.
I have also a weird one that you wouldn't think is a thing. But Spain produces 44% of the world's olive oil.
I would think that'd be Greece.
Oh.
I
I
know
would think
that's
that
weird.
would be Italy.
I
think-
thought about Italy for a second, but then I was like, oh, Mediterranean diet, like Greek. Everything is like olive oil, right?
Yeah, but Spain is 44% of the world olive oil
I
comes
mean, a lot
Spain.
of wine comes from here, so they have a lot of vineyards, right? Which would
Yeah,
be like a lot of
but-
fields of grapes and
Lots
olives.
of fields, of grapes and olives.
That
I
makes
don't
sense.
really know how much production is required to produce olives. I feel like a lot because you squeeze them.
Oh.
I know they grow them all over Greece, but I feel like that's insane. I don't know. I just thought Italy. When I think of olive oil, I think of Italy.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Listen,
that's it, guys.
The
That's
sun
it.
has set on our
Sun is
day in
set.
Spain.
I'm drinking coffee.
I'm drinking
She's
cava.
drinking cava.
Carijo.
Carijo. And we are buenas noches. Hasta luego. Hasta mañana. Hasta pronto. Muchas gracias para how do you say watch? Mirar todos.
Por favor.
Buenas noches.
Adios.
Yeah. We always learn something. So grateful.
We learn lots of things. We hope you do too.
Mm-hmm.
You should actually tell us if you like this at all.
Yes.
That's
We're
probably
sitting
best
in the
thing.
dark at this point. What can we do better? I give up.